Hello, so it's time for another update on the harbor town that I'm working on. I'm going to try very hard to keep these videos under 10 minutes. That last one I sent was a little bit long, and yeah. But so first things first, something that I'm not sure that somebody would notice per se, but if you actually go and compare this to a previous video, I've rebuilt this lighthouse completely. I rebuilt it over in the test world, and then I copied it here. I rebuilt it to make it slightly larger, and now I feel like it fits the world a little bit better. In order for it to fit, though, I had to extend this uh, what is it called? This thing. I had to extend that out further, kind of to make it fit. And I made this a little this building now. Used to just be 5 blocks, so it had room for one window. Um, and now it is 7 blocks in total, or 5 blocks in the center, and then pillars on both sides. And so basically, what it did is it fits in here a little bit, so this gap in here isn't quite as big, and the size and scale of the lighthouse, I think, just fits a little bit better in proportion with both buildings that I have right now, as well as the ship, and as well as buildings I've got coming in. So that's the first thing that I did. The next thing is you can see a lot of these green outlines. Now, they're pretty simple. It's not really that complex. These are places where I'm kind of just reminding myself where the streets will be. And that's sort of, you can kind of gather that without the green. But what happens is it just really helps when I'm looking at something from a high view like this, it just kind of helps me to remind myself where streets are. So I actually moved this building over a little bit because I realized that this was super dumb. There was basically no way to get to some of this stuff, and that I really needed a path in here. So the green blocks and stuff is my way of doing that. Um, so yeah, so that's a thing that's new. And then I believe these two buildings are new since the last time that we checked in on this world. So this one is a little bakery, and I found this little neat thing where I can actually, oh, it's a long story, but you can actually set up a frame, and then you can put items in it, and when you make a little block like this, it can look like a little sign. So yeah, so I got this little bakery here. Um, and experimented with kind of building multiple buildings together, like a lot of stuff in at least medieval fantasy type sort of pictures and things that I've seen. It often has sort of these buildings that felt like they've been kind of added on to over time. So this one you can see has this little kind of cafe area out here, but then it kind of builds right up into this other building that's just kind of is separate from that building, but built kind of right alongside of it, right up into it. And so this is another shop type building. It's got the little landing here, some crates and stuff on the way in. Um, there's a little stairway up to second floor. Could have apartments up here or something. And then the back right now is flat because I'm not sure what we might do with that back there. But yeah, so this is the next building that I've sort of added to the area. Other things that I've done that haven't really talked about much is I'm working on an entrance. So this side of town, I really want to be like not the main entrance, but still you're gonna need an entrance from outside city walls into sort of the docks area. And this is going to be coming from out here is going to be a bunch of farms, villages, windmills, farmland, that kind of stuff. And you're going to need some way in. So basically, people are going to come in through the little tunnel entrance here, and then they can continue into the docks this way, or they can come down this way. And this is all very very plain because I have it. It's, as you can kind of see, it's a work in progress. But they can come this way, and they can enter up to the second floor here, but also so they can come out and they can come around and enter into this area. But also, this is where they can continue on into the rich people area. So this entire bluff up here is going to be like for rich people's housing and stuff. So you can see that I moved the building that I had built, a couple days ago up here to the top. And I will eventually fill in all the land and stuff so that it sits like, the way that it should. Looks good and stuff. But for right now, just sticking it up here because I know, hey, this is what this area is going to be. So then over here, what I've done is I've mapped out basically where the wall needs to extend out from the docks, to sort of wall in this area of town and the upper class, and then outside of the wall will be some villages, farmland, stuff like that. Uh, but you need a way in over here, so this tunnel eventually will sort of I'll get this. This it looks like it'll come all the way out to here maybe, and it'll have a gate and stuff. But you kind of need that way in, and then everything else you need to be kind of up on the wall. So this uh, colored block right now is just me kind of starting to try to etch out where the wall needs to go, and then you have to figure out how to make it curve, which is obnoxious. But like, yeah, so this is all me kind of trying to kind of get a sense for how much room I want to map out. And eventually we're going to fill this in with wall where we'll extend the wall down here. And I'm not sure if I'm going to continue to keep it as simple as this. I might. I might. This is just this is a town. It's not a military fornicate or fortress or something. Uh, but anyway, I'm getting distracted. So yeah, that wall is going to come out there like that. Um, So then, last thing is, or at least last couple of things is, so I've placed one of the buildings that you saw me talk about in my test world, where I said kept everything that I've built. So I've placed this building into the world, and I feel like I do like it here, kind of alongside the other. Basically, what you've got here is you've got essentially this inn over here, more or less, and then you have the big tavern, restaurant, hall gathering sort of place here, which I think is good. Um, but I also over here realize that I want and need more. It's good to have that. I think, a tavern by the docks, inn by the docks, all kind of makes sense. That thing that I'm calling a library up there. While I really like the look of it, not really sure what that's doing here, but it's fine because it looks good. Um, but one thing I know I want or know I need is more warehouses. You need some more warehouses. You need some more kind of industrial dock stuff around here. So that's kind of what I'm saving, and kind of I keep trying to draw and figure out like, well, what would that look like and whatever. So I need some of that in there. Then basically this yellow line here is essentially where I want this level that's all kind of stoned in and everything. This is where I want this level to end, and I want to drop down to this level. And down here, we'll have paths and stuff, but it won't be all just like man-made, sort of filled out with stone and stuff. This is going to basically then come back in, and there will be like, grass and other stuff, but there'll be paths and all that. But this is going to be kind of the kind of main city area with kind of common people's housing, blacksmiths. This is going to be a market square kind of right in here, all of this stuff. But I want this kind of down at this level, and like I said, there will be streets and all that stuff, but there'll also be a little bit more green and dirt, things like that. As up here, this was meant to be really like engine built. This whole sort of like dock area slab is meant to be kind of built, even at the right at the ground. So yeah, so that's cool. All right, under 10 minutes, perfect. Okay, so those are my updates for now, and I'll try to do these little short ones that are under 10 minutes, like every so often, just to see like kind of how things progress. At least while I'm on vacation. When I go back to work, who knows what will happen. But yeah, so that's it for today. Cheers.